Today I'm trying some roasted radishes. So I have a bunch of radishes here and I'm going to trim these down and cut off the stems. I'll cut off the tip of it and the back, and then I'm going to cut them in half for most of them. If they're small ones, I may leave them small, but I want them to be large enough to roast. Some of the bigger ones like this, I might even cut it into thirds. So I'm going to trim them down and I'll come back in just a moment to show you what that's like. So here I've cut them into smaller pieces, and you'll kind of get the idea here by the size of my thumb what size that is. So that was the bulb cut into 2 pieces there. And then I've rinsed them really well. And I'm going to move over to my next counter for the next step. So once they're rinsed, you want to dry them or just blot them dry. I've done that just with some toweling and I blotted the top of them. Then I'm going to move those over to a foil covered cookie sheet or a baking pan. And I'm going to spread some with some olive oil and salt and pepper and toss that around a little bit. So I have them on the pan now. I'm just going to drizzle it with some of the olive oil, just enough to get a little bit on everything. And then I'm going to just make sure they all have gotten some on it and coat them well. Now notice I did not peel these. If you don't want the red, you could peel them, but there's such a tender peel on it that it's not going to matter. And radishes are bitter. They have a strong flavor when they're raw, but when they're roasted, they become more of a neutral flavor like a potato is. So that's why I'm trying this out to see how it does at a family dinner today. So then I'm turning down where I can, so it's the cut side down. I just don't want the red side down because that's going to give it a more of a crispy finish, I think. And then I'm just going to sprinkle it with salt and pepper and put them in the oven at 450 degrees for, I'm going to bake them for 25 minutes today, but you could go as low as 15 if you want them to be more firm. I want them to be more of a potato with a crispy outside, so I'm going to do the 25 minutes. All right, so we will sprinkle some salt and pepper and throw it in the oven, and I'll show you what it turns out to be. I've transferred them to a serving dish for serving it at the table, but I wanted to test one of them and let you know how they taste. So they ended up going more like 40 minutes just because I lost track of time. I did check them at about 20 minutes, and a few of them were too firm. So I think 25 to 30 minutes probably be perfect on it. But I think they'll still be fine, so let me see how they taste. It's soft, like a softer potato. And it has a slightly sweet taste to it. It's really good. I like that. I like them. Try them, see what you think. Not at all what I thought a radish would taste like. I only have had raw radishes before, but I definitely will try these again. So leave a comment for me below if you try it or if you've done these in a different way. I'd love to know how else to cook radishes now that I found that these actually are pretty tasty. And the bonus is they're lower carb than potatoes would be, so it's a lower glycemic value. So if you're doing keto or a low carb diet, these would be perfect for you too. Thanks for watching.